Hey guys, it's Misty Eyez and
AlandraMatthew.
And we're here for a Get Made Up with Misty. So if you like the looks that we are giving you and serving you right now, then keep watching. Anyways, this is AlandraMatthew. She's a local entertainer. She's our special guest tonight at Tranny Palace. So I was like, hey girl, she's getting ready to move to California. And I was like, girl, we need to get you into the Tranny Palace before you move. Let me get made up with Misty before you move. Let's get it together. Yeah. We were talking about how this is going on. This is our 11th year, but we're going on 12 years of Tranny Palace in the May. And Tranny Palace was, I think, your second booking ever.
It was.
You started at Smarty Pants, right?
I started Smarty Pants, and then you gave me the opportunity, and from there...
You've launched. She's a diva. She's all over the place. But we also talk about in the video, she's a functioning member of society. I know, it's so shocking in the trans community. She like works at Chipotle as a manager.
Service manager. And now I'm a server for Rumors Bar and Grill.
Yeah, she's working hard for the girls, getting the girls. But we talk a lot about that. We talk about all kinds of things. We do talk about love. We just kiki in this video. So stay tuned. I have a feeling this one's going to be a long one.
It is.
We talked. And we're like,
we haven't talked in a couple of years, so we haven't
hung out, yeah.
Catching up to do.
Because you have two jobs, you're raising your titty money, and I'm always working too. And when I'm off, I'm at the movies, which I've seen you at the movies a lot.
I sleep at the movies. I pay $12 for a nap.
Yeah, that's what he gets so mad about. It's because my mind is always thinking, like, I have to do this, I have to do that, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. I have to call this person, I have to do that person, I have to, like, do this, do that. And when I'm sitting there watching a movie, I forget about my life. I focus on their problems, and I'm like, even really good movies.
Yeah. I fell asleep during Star Wars.
Damn it.
Star Wars, the Suicide Squad.
Oh, that was so good.
I fell asleep. I had to watch it twice.
Did you sleep through the whole gig? Oh, well, he wakes me up. Like, he'll pinch me or poke me, like, so, and I start getting mad. I'm like, I'm not sleeping. I'm just closing my eyes. But then when I'm like, okay, what happened? Because I forget. Like, I'm actually asleep.
No.
So
I've had people in the row behind me, like,
yeah,
you're snoring. Like, oh, sorry.
My feminine, delicate lady like snore. I wish. You can't control the way you talk when you're asleep or you make sounds. But yeah, keep watching. We're going to get ready for you.
How's work going?
Good.
Yeah.
I quit the boardwalk after 7 years. So right now I'm just working Lips, Village Pub, and Tranny Palace. Yeah. 12 years coming up in May. Tranny Palace.
Girl.
Tonight you'll see when the intro starts, you know, like the Wonder Woman music. Well, I added 2 songs because I play a slideshow of all the group photos of the Tranny Palace of the last 11 plus years. So be sure to watch it. It's really fast, like literally 1 second per photo. But 52 weeks for 12 years, or going on 12 years.
Wow, that's
yeah. So I had to add songs to the intro because it was just the Wonder Woman song, and now it's my Dismiss song, one of Alaska Thunderfuck songs, and then the Wonder Woman song. So, but watch it because it goes quick, and every time you watch it, you notice something different. Like, oh, who's what? And then you say something like, "Who's that girl?" And she's already gone.
Right. I got one with what was her name? St. James.
Lana?
No. Taylor. Oh my gosh. And I was like, what? And it was when she was down here for like 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, like, she was gone. I was like, what happened? She went back up north, I guess, or something.
She's a world traveler.
I'm not a world traveler.
Girl. It's called an Eros tour. Just visiting. 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
Honey.
World premiere.
That's it, just in town. This just in. Hot and ready.
T-Brown.
That's it. That's what it is. So I think my husband thinks we're in 7th grade. Did you see that? Tacky.
I haven't had one of those in a minute.
Yeah, he gets very...
Oh my God, the girls at my work at Chipotle come in and they're like 17, 18-year-old girls with like hickeys. And I'm like, what is going on? They're like,
I wish I was 18.
We went paintballing. I'm like, oh, is that what we're calling it nowadays?
I got attacked by vacuum cleaner. I try to cover it up, but it always gets...
It comes through, girl.
Yeah. That one was put on last night, so it's fresh. It's like, damn it, baby, I'm recording tomorrow. So yeah, speaking of Chipotle, let's talk about Chipotle. AlandraMatthew is obviously, is a trans woman. And she lives as a real woman. She's a drag queen. She's an entertainer. But she has conquered what a lot of T-girls don't. And that is working in the general public, in like a real restaurant.
Corporate America.
Yeah. So talk about that. That's a hurdle that I have not done yet.
It's been a crazy. I'm coming up for 3 years now in March, at the end of March, and it's like, wow, you know. And I sit back and think about it, and I'm like, I remember when my friend was telling me to apply there, and I was like, I don't really know. And I was like, and like he was like, do it, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to my friend Bobby, and he was like, girl, what do you have to lose? Like,
yeah, they can just say no.
Yeah, and so he was like, you never know, and it's like a step forward for you, and it would be really good, it would boost your self-esteem. And I was like, fuck it, fine, whatever. So I went and I did it, and I tried it.
Yeah.
And I interviewed, and I met the most amazing general manager ever. And she turned out to be like my best friend. And
oh, awesome.
yeah, so she had faith in me, and even though, girl, when I started working, I was of course defensive because, you know, like I even had Chris Murray from Village Pub, a bar back. He defended me one day while standing in line because this guy was like, I don't want faggots making my food. And
he was in line?
And he was in line, and he was behind the guy, and he said it to Chris, and Chris was like, excuse me? And he went off. Like, I thought they were going to fight, like, physically fight. And I was like, oh, my God.
I love Chris.
Yes, me too. I've told him so many times. I'm like, oh, my God. Because of him was the reason why I decided to, like, try for management. Because I was like, you know what? Like, if I can have the support of people like that, like...
Yeah.
I can do this.
And you never know. Obviously, Chris is somebody we know from the community. But there's, like, little Jewish... white ladies and, you know, random housewives will come out in public, and they're educated and cultured, and they're not afraid to speak their mind either.
I met this lady through Pride, South Florida, and actually she was from a different state, but they were having like a conference down here, and Chipotle gave them free food, free lunch.
Okay.
And she came to me and she was like, my daughter is trans, and she's like, and my daughter's been escorting for like the last 5 years, and she's like, and I don't know how to get her out of it. And she's like, I never knew that Chipotle like
was so awesome.
Yeah. And she was like, please, she's like, can I take a picture with you? And she's like, I'm gonna send it to my daughter and tell her that she needs to stop laying on her back and work at Chipotle.
Well, unfortunately,
like,
unfortunately, that really is the only income a lot of girls can find. Not only just to feed themselves and survive as a human being, but also the world of surgery and body modification. If you want FFS, for example, it's $35,000 to $45,000. If you want breast implants, that's $6,000 to $11,000. If you want, and a lot of girls, it's really hard to pay for their electricity bill and their body work when nobody will hire them because they're not finished.
Right. No,
you know?
That's, I know that feeling of not being finished. It's been hard. Like,
how long were you on hormones when you first started at Chipotle? Like a year?
No, I'd been more than a year because I've been on hormones for 6 years now. So, and I was more than 3 years. It's actually, I think I've been more than that because I was with Chuck for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I was already on hormones then. And I've been with Chipotle, like I said, in March will be my 3 years. And so it's like... Yeah, and I applied as Alandra, I went as Alandra, and I even, like, questioned it. I debated whether I should tone it down a little. I even posted on Facebook, and everyone was like, no, don't do it. Like, go full out if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I did, and I was so glad that my store was so open and welcoming, and you know, like my friend Lindsay, she took off with me, and she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna help you become the better person that you need to be.
That's
and
incredible.
She really has, because like I said, I would never thought that girl, me, a manager.
Yeah.
You know?
Not only are you a manager, you're getting your own store coming up.
Yes, I am working on that right now. I'm in the middle of my training for that, and I'm so excited because then I'm gonna transfer myself out to California. And
so you're transferring yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were transferring.
Well, I'm gonna put in a transfer with them, so they're gonna transfer me out there. So,
but it's your choice to go out there.
My choice to go out there because they had a list, like it was like new opportunities for 2017, and it was a whole bunch of lists of just like different states that have Chipotle's opening,
right?
That have other Chipotle's going up. And just the market is expanding, and we did have our scare for a moment, but
what scare?
We had the case of people getting sick, and so people thought it was like corporate espionage. It was all this shenanigans.
Whoa, I heard none of that.
Yeah. And in reality, like, I mean, we stepped it up when it comes to food safety and everything like that, which when all of this was going down and like, I was like, oh no, what's going to happen?
Well, this is corporate wide?
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory had something like that when I worked there too. I was a lead trainer as a boy from 2000 to 2005. And I remember all the cheesecakes we couldn't sell cheesecake for like months because the factory that made most of the cheesecakes, something happened. And they're like, just in case.
Yeah.
And it was only that factory. So there was a couple cheesecakes, like you could have like the white chocolate raspberry truffle cheesecake because it was made at a different factory or whatever.
Right.
But certain cheesecakes you couldn't have at all for like half a year.
Yeah, they like investigated all their distributors. They even at that time I was like just a kitchen manager, and they took us to a farm here in South Miami, so
wow.
we can see like where the products was coming from and how our company helps these small farmers create bigger businesses and organic and non-hormones and no GMOs. It was an incredible experience that I'm like so grateful for. Yeah, and I was like, wow. And that really helped me also sometimes like really think about what I put in my body, and I'm like...
And believing in your product that you're giving in other people's bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. Food with integrity, honey. That's one thing that Chipotle...
What goes in is what comes out. You are what you eat.
Yes. Girl. Oh,
therefore, I'm a huge penis.
I was gonna say... I'm a strip of bacon.
Oh, dude. Just in case you're wondering.
Girl.
Fierce.
Yeah, and it's, you know what, and I still get grief. Like, people still, like, I had this guy that didn't want me to make his food at my store. Still, girl. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm the only bitch on this line, so if you want food, you need to talk to me. Or, you know.
You're welcome to leave. I'm not going to force you to stay here.
And he was like, can I talk to a manager? And I was like, hi, how can I help you?
Does it say manager on your name tag?
No, we don't wear a name tag, which is, I'm kind of grateful for it because I hate name tags, and I don't know.
And people are like, hi, Alandra, and you're like, do I know you? Did I meet you at a bar?
Did I know you? Yeah.
Are we close? So, like, you go through all that mind in your head. Like,
I'm like, fuck, where do I know this person? Where do I know them from?
Was it a hookup or somebody I met at a bar? Like,
trick or treat.
Bitch, there was a time when I was a shot girl at Noche Latina Fridays when I first started drag. And I was every Friday, and people would...
At Sea Monster?
No, it was at Elements. After Sea Monster. And... But girl, you remember things. That was a minute ago. So, yeah, people would buy a shot from me on Fridays, maybe one Friday or 2 Fridays or 3 Fridays in a row, and suddenly we're best friends. And they know me, but I don't know them just because I sold them a shot. So people are like, oh my God, Misty, come here, blah, blah, blah. This is my mom, this is my aunt. And then I'm embarrassed because I don't know this fucker. So then I'm like, oh, hi, your son's amazing. And then turn around and walk away because I don't know what to say. Like, I don't want to embarrass him, but I'm already embarrassed. Right. So, the weirdness, like, yeah, hi, Alandra.
I get that now at Rumors, too, because I have 2 jobs now, girl. And then people are like, oh my God, hi, how are you? And I had this one girl that came to me yesterday and was like, hi, oh my God, how is it over? She's like, I didn't realize you weren't at Rosie's anymore. I was like,
hi, 15 years ago.
I know. I was like, where have you been?
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? She's like, oh my God, you just gave me that look. I was like, yeah, girl. I haven't been
It's
there.
been a minute. Like 6 minutes.
6 minutes, girl. 60 minutes.
Yeah. Like 60 minutes times 6.
God, the drive has been good to me.
You mean not to Chipotle?
No, the drive has been good to me.
Oh, Wilton Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been a working woman for a minute. Rosie's.
Mm-hmm. Rosie's Beer Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Beer Garden, I was at home for a couple of years. And then... Yeah,
Then you went to Chipotle?
I went to Chipotle, and now I'm here. And now I'm at Rumors as a server. Like I said, girl, I gotta get my titties done and just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So...
Incomplete?
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, I've had a couple people read me already about it. And
Of
like,
not getting your tits?
Yeah. And they're like, girl,
Wait,
it's been
who's
forever."
reading you?
Girls are reading me.
They're not in charge of your body.
That's what I was like, okay. And then it was funny because it was two girls, and they're like, you're so lovely. We don't understand why you haven't finished. Da, 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 da. You should have your tits by now. And I'm like, thank you. And then the one girl's like, girl, just escort for a couple of months, get your shit done, and then leave the game. I was like, oh, thank you for that piece of advice.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I was like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
The fortunate thing is, no matter what you look like, if you put a wig on your head, you're going to find a straight guy that pays you to suck your dick. I mean, if you put a wig on a fire hydrant, they will line up
and they'll suck away.
I mean, that's the fortunate thing. Like, the biggest girls in town, I mean, heaviest girls in town, there's escorts that are huge. There's no boob escorts. There's no hormone escorts. Like, there's girls that are on Backpage and all that have never had any work done at all.
Yeah.
As a T-girl. And I'm like, really? Okay, I guess they just need a wig. But that's the fortunate thing, is you're going to find work if you want it.
Yeah.
But I don't want it.
I know, that's my thing. It's
like there's people tell me the same thing, because I've been talking about wanting FFS for a couple years, and that was the first thing I wanted before I did anything. Before I got my boobies, before I did anything, I wanted my face done so that my body would naturally, like, once you get your face done, the world's like, oh, she's a woman. And then, like, wait a minute, she's got a boy body. So I always wanted to get my face done first, but God, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I've been waiting, and a lot of girls are like, bitch, stop bitching about wanting FFS and start hooking. I just can't. I'm not going to say I've never done it, because I have, but I don't want to be that person.
Right. I know, right? I don't know. I'm not saying, I mean, like, I've got friends that do it too, so it's not.
Of course,
like
we all do.
Yeah. So it's not like I'm saying, bitch, the way you're doing it is wrong or anything like that, because, I mean, to each their own, but it's not me. I don't know. I love laying on my back just for free and having a good time.
I'm not mad about it. That's the inner gay boy in you, I think.
Yes.
Because gay boys give it away for free to anybody that will take it.
Well, not all gay boys.
Well, in general.
In general.
In stereotypes. And without stereotypes, there'd be no show.
Right.
But yeah. Girl, Top Coverage went out of business. Then it went to Spritz and Color. Now I can't find Spritz and Color nowhere.
Really?
It's this dollar store crap. I'm almost out too. Yeah, the gigs.
Right. Wait, but don't they sell this one at Sally's?
I don't know, but that's still dollar store. I don't think it like it comes off in your fingers.
Oh, cause no, this isn't the one from Sally's. Because the one from Sally's is like the ones that we used to use, girl.
Oh, the silver bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember getting glitter from them in the silver bottle.
Actually, I think I have the glitter spray.
But as far, I was talking with somebody about this the other day. Every girl's journey is completely different. Some girls are non-op T girls. Like, they don't want any operations at all. They don't want silicone. They don't want nothing. They just want hormones. Yeah. So for a girl to tell you that you're past due, and that's what. I mean, obviously, you've already told me you want your boobies done.
Yeah.
But you would look at them and be like, "What do you mean I'm past due? I'm done. This is what I want."
Yeah. Like, who are you to decide whether I'm done or not?
I mean, you can't look at something, like, for example, you'll meet a girl tonight, her name's Jackie. Stunning. Like, I saw a picture of her on her phone. Sure, she was showing me something, and I'm like, oh, is that Gigi Gorgeous? She's like, what? No, it's me. I'm like, it is not you. And I looked at it, and she hasn't even started her hormone replacement therapy yet.
Really?
So she's just a naturally born, should be a woman, very feminine, delicate.
Bitter.
Yes. Body frame like Mia Patrick. So real slender.
Double bitter.
No hormones, no titties, no hips, no ass. But on stage, naked and just
Giving it.
slutty. Perfect.
Oh my god, that was like, what's her name? She's gorgeous. Fucking, I know his boy named Chad.
Gemma Stone.
Gemma Stone. Gemma. Gorgeous.
Well, she wants to be trans.
Yes. Her and I have had that conversation too, where she's like, girl, like sometimes I just don't know, but I'm really scared.
Well, it's scary because what if you don't... My thing was, what if I fail? There's too many girls, some of us that we know very closely, that are real close, that have went out there and tried it more than once and failed, and now they're back to being a boy. It's scary. What if you don't pass? What if you don't...
Do you really want to say fail? I mean, because...
No, I guess that's not the word I would want, but have given up.
Experimented?
Well, when you do it more than once, I don't know if it's an
that's
experiment.
True. Well, yeah, you're right.
Because the girl I'm thinking about in my head right now transitioned in 2007 and 8. And then did it again this year time for 3 years.
Okay, then we're thinking about the same person.
And then stopped. But she tried it again, I think, because she's truly trans.
Yeah.
But
I think it was
the hair.
too much for her. I think, okay, so my thing is, so I still love you.
Of course, I love her too.
That it was just the hormone shots were too much.
Financially? Yeah.
Yeah, financially and emotionally.
She told me that too. She couldn't afford a hormone replacement therapy.
And it's expensive, because I still go, like, down to Miami to grab hormones for myself.
Well, I got a, remember I took you there, HF Pharmacy.
Yes. Yeah.
That's where I get mine.
Yes.
The doctor visits, you have to show your pay stub, but your doctor visits are free depending on how much you make on your pay stub, and then you have to pay for your pills. And my pills are $50 a month. Okay. And I'm on estradiol, spironolactone, and finasteride.
I've never heard of finasteride.
It's for hair. You don't need it. Women.
Girl.
See, we all are jealous of somebody for something.
That is the one thing I'm so like... And I remember when I first started before I started my hormones, and I was already like talking to Tilo and thinking in my head, like, that's how I'm feeling. I was like, I need to grow my hair out.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing I decided to do, was grow my hair out before I started anything. Like,
me too.
Because, girl, I was not about to get caught in that in-between. Half hair, half not hair, like...
No matter what you do, there's going to be an ugly duckling phase.
Always.
Growing your hair out, it's too long to put in a ponytail, or too short to put in a ponytail, too long to put in a style. And it's that weird, awkward, like, grody phase.
Yeah.
Same thing with hormones. We go through an ugly duckling phase, like, ooh, she doesn't look like a girl, she doesn't look like a boy, like...
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, back to what I brought up about this girl you're going to meet tonight. I remember looking at her thinking, she needs her butt done. She needs her hips done. I wasn't even looking at her titties.
Right.
I was like, she needs her body done. So I approached her and I was like, when you want to get silicone, let me know. And she's like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. And then I felt stupid for telling her I thought she needed it. And I'm like, oh no, if you ever want it, just let me know, girl. She's like, well, as of right now, I'm just doing hormones and I'm going to get a breast implant. And I'm like, okay, that's your journey.
I think, like, for me, I just want to get my breasts and a rhino. I want to get my nose done. I want to just have it pinched just a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. I don't know.
Well, my journey. I feel like I talk about this in every video. I've already done a lot of things, but the next thing I want to do, this is my starter set. Like,
what did you get? What size?
1200.
Okay.
They could only put so much in your skin.
Okay.
So then I'm going to get them bigger for my body. And then I'm going to get FFS, which is facial feminization. And then after that, I'll probably get some lipo.
Okay.
body sculpting.
Did you have that done already?
I had a tummy tuck, and they were supposed to do the lipo, but they didn't. So, to be honest with you, I've had 2 surgeries that I've been very happy about, but I feel like they're incomplete. I got the tummy tuck without the lipo. They were supposed to do lipo on the back and the front, didn't.
So, okay.
Got the boobies, supposed to do the size, and they didn't. So now I have to go back and redo both of them, or finish both of them, rather. So that's kind of on the...
Now, is that going to be more money? Because,
well, honestly, I was so mad at my tummy tuck doctor that I never went to my final visit.
Okay.
And I ran into his personal assistant later, and she said, if you go, he'll probably do it for free.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, it's like you're not satisfied with your result. Like, that's, I feel like, that's my fear, is that I'm going to get something done and I'm not going to like it, and then they're going to be like, well, sorry, you know? Like...
Well, with my titties, the first thing the doctor walked in and said, because, okay, I got my breast implant. If you're over 200 pounds, they make you go to the hospital.
Okay.
Instead of the surgery center at the Florida Center for Cosmetic Surgery, whatever. They make you actually go to the hospital and get your surgery, just in case there's a problem, heart attack or whatever. I don't know what they're afraid of, but if you're over 200 pounds, they make you do it at the hospital.
Okay.
So I had to pay the surgery center, the hospital, the anesthesiologist at the hospital, all this. So his assistant told me, she's like, the second you wake up and you feel like you can walk, get the fuck out of Dodge. Because the hospital is going to charge you every minute you're sitting in that bed.
Yeah.
So when I woke up, the doctor was not there. He was in another surgery, and the anesthesiologist was like, oh, welcome to blah, blah, blah. Wait here, and the doctor will come and talk to you as soon as he gets out. He's in the middle of a nose job or something. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked at my husband, and I was like, let's go. Because I have a follow-up meeting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., which is like a 24-hour follow-up. And the first thing he said when I walked in was like, I know they're too small. I was like, I was going to say.
Okay.
He goes, don't worry, I'm going to do it for free.
Okay.
The only thing you have to do is pay the anesthesiologist and the surgery center, which means that'll be $3,000 instead of $6,000.
Okay.
So.
Still, girl.
Yeah. So honestly, I've been looking at liposuction and body sculpting in America, and most doctors that I have found that do the whole thing don't suck out enough. Like, they'll suck out 2 liters and then say, you're done, and come back and pay us more next time. Except for one doctor in New York who does Lipo 360. Sickening. I can't remember his name right now. So, to be honest with you, when I do that, I'll probably go to the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Because they'll, like, suck you dry and then be like, peace. And then, after all my body work is done and my face is done, I'm going to do voice.
Okay.
Vocal feminization, and then I'm done. And you have to do your voice last because when they put the intubation tube down your throat, sometimes they rip open your vocal cord stitches or surgery, and it's reversed. So, definitely do that last. Even though, I get clocked as a man the second I open my mouth, no matter what. Especially drive-thrus.
Yeah, that's the worst. And that's my thing too. They're like, what did you say, sir? And then when I come up to the window, I'm like, what was the total, sir? And like, oh, ma'am. Oh, me too. I'm like, hi, welcome to the world.
Yeah. Now you know.
Yeah. And that's actually at work, that's one of the reasons why I hate linebacking, which is one of the positions like during like rush hour, is because like my main thing would be calling for food. I hate
yelling,
raising my voice and yelling, because I'm like, God, I sound like a dude.
Yeah, but that's the last thing I'm gonna do on my journey. So I feel like I'm most of the way there. I just got like 3 more.
Yeah. I gotta get there. I've always thought of you as a woman, like, from day one when I met you.
Even before I started officially.
Yeah, like you were always
There.
You're a woman.
Fish. Yeah. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And you know, the thing I'm dealing with now is talking to my family about it. How has that been for you?
My family really doesn't talk to me much.
Yeah.
In general. So all my family that I've created, like, the few cousins that do talk to me, like, they're like, oh, girl, we knew. Like, oh, okay. Like, but yeah, other than that, like, my family really doesn't talk to me. Jehovah's Witness, girl.
Oh, yeah, that explains a lot. We're Pentecostal Christian. So similar.
So, yeah. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
In reality, you know what? I'm kind of thankful and grateful that they didn't, you know, that I don't have their negativity and all their shenanigans in my life, honey, because I'm already kooky as it is. So can you imagine? I have to smoke more weed than what I already do, girl.
Oh! Paralyzed. I need that level. Numb. Need to be numb. Yeah, I didn't talk to my family for 16 years. And then I went up. I was already transitioning, but I didn't say, hey, everyone, I'm transitioning.
Right.
I didn't have my implants yet. I went up 2 years ago, and then I went up last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Only owning female clothes.
I remember I saw your picture.
Yeah.
I was like, word.
So, obviously, my family is like, oh, she's a girl. Or, wow, he's really super gay and dresses like a girl. Not sure exactly what they thought. But some of my cousins are like, yeah, you're trans. Like, one of my cousins actually come to me and said, oh, a guy came to my work and talked from the, I can't remember what it's called. Identity is what it's called in Anchorage. It's kind of like Compass or GLCC here or Pride Center. And he's a trans man. And after talking to him, I realized you're trans. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, I totally knew it. And I was like, yeah. She's like, now all of it makes sense. And I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So we were talking, having a kiki. But one of my sisters is totally cool with it. I haven't officially spoken to my mother about it, but my mother has talked to my brother and was like, oh, so Dakota has breast implant, I heard. So it's just really weird. Like, one of my sisters is like, oh yeah, you're now Aunt Dakota, no big deal.
Right.
Because her son, when I was in Alaska, was like, Uncle Cody, why do you look like a girl? I was like, why do you think I look like a girl? Well, you don't have a beard. John has a beard. My daddy has a beard. Uncle Shane has a beard.
Yeah.
You don't have a beard. And I said, well, Isaac, do you have a beard? No. Do you look like a girl? No. And Dina was like, go play with your sister. So then when I left, I guess like 3 or 4 times, he went up and was like, Uncle Cody's really a girl, Mom. So she's like, it's easy. I just say, you're right. He is. She is. Yep. He is. She is.
Girl, little kids are the ones to get you, honey. They are, like, at work, I had this one little kid, he comes in all the time, and he just stares at me and stares at me and stares at me, and I'm like, I know you're clocking me. I know you're clocking me, little boy. And one day he, like, asked his mom, he's like, she's so tall, Mom. And he's like, why are you so tall? And I was like, why do you have such frizzy hair? And he's like,
frizzy, bitch.
No, that's what I asked him because he had like a little frizzy hair. And I was like, oh, and so I was like, and how come you have frizzy hair? And he's like, this is my hair. And I was like,
and this is my type. Yeah.
I was like, these are my legs. These are my supermodel legs. And he just laughed and hid behind his mom. It was so
funny. What was he?
I want to say like 4 or 5.
Oh.
Yeah. And his mom was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, don't be sorry. I was like, curiosity of the little kid is amazing. I was like, they don't see the, you know.
Yeah, hate is not inbred in children.
No.
It's something their parents unfortunately teach them. And discrimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This girl, he still used she. He was like, she's so tall. So he knew, but he knew there was something.
There was something peculiar.
Yeah, and that's, I'm so grateful that my Adam's apple doesn't like.
Mine too.
Girl.
Yeah, that would be another surgery. On the to-do list.
Hermes scarves.
Can you just tattoo it black? All of it? So just create one big shadow. Yeah. The world.
The world. Girl. See what this world is going to come to now.
But it's so amazing that you have support at your job. I remember Mia Patrick is another local trans girl that works as a waitress at New York Grilled Cheese.
Yes.
And she went through some discrimination recently. A customer was calling her sir, and I don't want him to wait on me, and something happened, and she wrote it on a Yelp review of New York Grilled Cheese that her server was a faggot or a man that was dressed as a woman, and
people.
But she had the complete backing.
Yeah. Which, oh yes, I remember reading, and then like they did like a whole article on her too, didn't they? Yes, I remember.
Whereas most jobs aren't going to want to hire you because of discrimination. Like, oh God, what if our customers complain?
Exactly.
You know, it's so nice to have a job that's like, and what? You know?
And even like the upper management is super understanding.
At Chipotle?
Yeah, you know. They always refer to me as she, and you know, like in emails and stuff like that. And when I met like the corporate bigwigs, like they were even like, they actually got on me because I missed my court date to go for the first time that I was going to go get my name changed. I missed the court date because I had to be at work. And so for, my boss was getting her restaurateur promotion, and I was there, girl, and I had to, and they were like, so, da-da-da-da, and I was like, oh, I technically should have been getting my name changed, and they were like, what? Why aren't you there doing that? And I'm like, because I'm here talking with you guys.
I'm here right now.
Right?
Yeah.
And they were like, wow, no, we need you to have your name changed and everything. Da-da-da-da. And I was like,
yeah, your name's masculine. I'm an Uber driver, and by law on Uber, they won't let me put Misty. It says my government name. Thank God there's females in the world with my government name. Because they're kind of like, hi, are you Dakota? I'm like,
yeah.
You know, Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning.
Yeah. Dakota Johnson from 50 Shades of Grey. Welcome.
Just call me DK.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm getting my name changed. I just asked my booby doctor is supposed to give me a letter, and I also asked my hormone doctor to give me a letter too.
Oh, okay.
How'd you get your letter?
I didn't get a letter. I just went to Censor.
Oh, you just changed your name?
Yeah.
Did you change your ID?
No.
To female? Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the marker. No, I haven't. I guess I should go do that too.
Oh, yeah. It's, it just saves for, I do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
It saves a little bit of embarrassment when you're going through security. When they're like, they've always called me ma'am. Yeah. Always. They look at me and say, hello, ma'am. And then they're like, Dakota Philip Wayne. Like, they say my name. And I'm like,
that's me.
Yeah. Okay. Come on through. But I always get anxiety. Like, what if?
I'm already anxious when it comes to flying in general or traveling. So I'm always like...
I remember the first time I officially flew in full makeup. I was with Nicole T. Phillips. And I had everything on. Eyelashes, everything. Fishy. Like, not 301s. They were like little Sally Beauty Supply Oprah lashes. And I'm going through security, completely 100% fine.
101. A little bit.
And fish.
Yeah.
No problem. We get to the gate, and we flew Southwest. We're at the gate completely fine, and we're sitting at the gate terminal, and they're like, Dakota Mo, please come to gate 57. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to jail. I don't know why I just thought immediately I'm going to jail. They arrested me for something. And Nicole jumped up with me and was like, oh my gosh, they're like, our gate attendant decided that maybe the two of you would like an extra seat in your row. And they gave me a free reserved seating sign for the both of us. And we're like, oh, okay.
Sure, thanks.
That's it? I'm not going to jail because I'm an imposter. Yeah, like I'm wearing women's clothing. Like, because you don't know. We live in a society, and now post-Trump, the post-Trump "it's okay to hate out loud" era is scary.
It is.
You know.
But yeah, bro, it is scary. I mean,
a friend of mine's a high school teacher, and she's Latino, and she told me that her students are like, "We don't have to listen to you because you're a Mexican," and I'm like, she's not even Mexican.
Oh no.
She's, I don't know, Colombian or something, but
still.
Yeah. So, and that's taught by their parents.
Yeah.
That's so sad. And hate crimes in general, not just trans, but black, trans, everything is on the rise now that Trump's in the house. And that motivated me to like get my sex change letter 911. I want to go to the DMV before he tries to pass any crazy law.
And that's what someone was telling me the other day. They were like, "Girl, you need to go get your shit done before Trump gets in, because then."
At least get it started.
I was like, oh. And I didn't really think about it, and then I was like, oh shit, maybe I should.
Yeah. Because right now, it's legal to marry M and M if you wanted to get married, for example. But it'd just be so much easier with that little F on your driver's license and passport. You know, it raises so many kids. Like, are you this person? Like,
right. Is this really
you don't look like a man.
But see, I mean, I guess, but my ID picture has always been close enough. Like,
yeah,
you know.
The only difference right now in my ID is I don't have tattooed eyebrows on my driver's license. I'd have nothing. Just bald. And now I have tattooed eyebrows, so that's the only difference.
Does that make things easier?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I can wake up and run outside and not feel like a freak. Well,
right.
All things considered. You know, you don't feel like the alien.
Right.
Whoopi Goldberg can pull it off, but let her pull it off. I don't need that in my life. You know.
And good for you, Whoopi.
And I don't know if you noticed, but it's so easy to cover your eyebrows with a pan stick.
Yeah.
Just whoop, gone.
But do you still have hair on it? No, right?
Yeah, I shave it off.
Oh, okay.
I actually just shaved today. My husband and I were hanging out last night. Might notice a little.
A little paintball mark.
Paintball mark. He was, making out, whatever, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you need to just shave your eyebrows." I was like, "Oh."
I know, I have to get mine waxed. I was sitting here like, oof.
He's like, "This one's thicker than this one." Or longer or whatever. I was like, "Really? Okay." I shave them at the same time. Maybe what I probably did was shave it against the hair and then with the hair.
Oh yeah.
Like just across the spot. Like not even look in the mirror.
Which, speaking of hair, you and I need to go. I need to get laser again, girl.
I just got it on Tuesday. I'll take you, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, I need to go. Like,
she's sickening. And so cheap.
How much is that?
I think she charges $75 or $50 now for the face, neck, and tits and armpits.
All at once, or like?
Yeah, like
really.
I think I don't do all that. Selena does all that. It's hard to say like on the microphone. My friends does that. But Selena has to. I don't need it on my tits anymore.
I only need it really like around my nipples and just like right here.
Oh yeah,
see,
the
like,
cleavage.
But it doesn't grow in like before, girl. Like it used to grow in like. But now it's just like very patchy. And the same thing with like my chin. Like I only get patches like right in here and then like up in here. And that's about it. But like over here I don't really get much. I just get like little patches from like when I was going to Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, I started with my back and went down everything and then up everything.
Yeah.
And the first thing to stop growing hair was my armpits. My armpits needed like 3 sessions and I was done. I haven't needed my armpits done ever. But I still grow it on my face a little bit. So I just do face.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's $75 for the face, neck, tits, armpits.
Okay. Well, I mean,
still cheap.
Yeah.
But if you do your whole back or something, it's definitely more.
Well, and that's, I think Justice was telling me that she went to her and she charged her $300 for like full body. Like everything.
Jenny or?
No, Justice is what I meant to say.
No, at Jenny?
No, to where you go.
Okay. Maybe. Yeah, that sounds about right. But the cool thing, there's different types of lasers. Jenny's laser
is painful.
It's definitely painful. But it's also the size of a pen. And it's this little light that goes, deet, 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 deet.
Right.
And when she did, I'll show you. When she did me, she would do this. Okay, you're done. And I'm like, but you missed so much.
You just get zigzags.
Okay, I'll do it again. And I'm like... So my hair would fall out in patches, but not in other patches. So Jenny would do me for $25 a body part. Mm-hmm. So I think she was like, well, I'm giving her an amazing deal. So who cares if she has to come back 10 times more? I think is what her mindset was. Now, the new girl I go to, her laser is thick like this. It's kind of like a price checker.
Okay.
And
she goes ham, doesn't she? Like...
She goes in. So she covers everything in like an aloe vera gel.
Okay.
So it glides on the gel like an ultrasound. And then she passes, like I don't know if I can do it with my fingernails. She just passes on your face like up and down, 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 up and down. And then she goes back and forth, 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 back and forth. And then she does like a flick, flick, a flick, 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 flick. So each hair on your face is getting like 6 or 7 passes.
Going at it, yeah.
Which is 100 times better than I might hit it or I might not.
Right.
So, and it's minimally painful.
That was my thing, like with Jenny, like I would have to take like a quarter of a morphine. And I would still like, my tears would still be going down like, girl. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm like, being a woman, being a woman, being a woman.
Pain is beauty, pain is beauty, pain is beauty. Yeah.
Pain knows every beauty, pain knows every beauty.
So, I don't know. I definitely like the new girl better.
And she's closer because...
And way closer.
Getting stuck in that Eyez dairy traffic is the worst.
And this girl's on Los Olas.
Yeah.
But yeah, if she's doing every single hair on your body, passing. And I think every 2-year-old needs, like on your face especially, because as we grow older, genetically male...
Hair's growing different.
Yeah, stages.
Yeah.
So you might have killed all the hair in your face now, but in 6 months or a year and a half, a new hair might develop.
Yeah.
And like, ooh, gotta get that.
Gotta go back. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good to do a touch-up every 6 months, even if you don't need it.
Right.
Because you might need it. Like, this year, I've noticed a little more black peppering on my top lip that I didn't have last year. Okay. And somebody was also telling me about hormones. Even though that they're female hormones, it affects your hair growth.
Yeah. It's so true. Because if I'm on Spirno-Lacto, my hair grows in faster. And if I'm on Premarin and the Spirno, my leg hair grows in faster, but my arm hair doesn't. It's weird. So weird. And then if I'm just on Delestrogen, just the shots, girl, my hair just comes in naturally. And it's like... And I didn't notice it until like one day when I was shaving, and I was like, why don't I have to shave so much? And I noticed, and I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing differently?
Mm-hmm. Well, now, thanks to Jenny, I haven't had the new girl do my legs yet at all. I have hair on my legs.
You can't even
but
tell
it's,
that.
yeah, it's blonde. The only way you can see it now is it's kind of long. My husband makes fun of me. He's like, you should get laser on your hair again. Or you should get laser on your legs again. I'm like, you know what you should do? He's like, shave your legs for you. I'm like, yes. When we first started dating, he did that for me.
Aww.
In the new love romance, husbands do things for you that they suddenly stop doing after you've been together over a year. I have to beg for a fucking massage now. He used to massage me every time he wanted a little sexy time.
It's the nasty time.
Baby, my back hurts.
Oh, I miss my babe.
Yeah, you have a baby?
Yeah, I've been in a long distance relationship for the last 2 years.
Oh. We haven't talked about stuff like that.
No, we haven't. Yeah, girl. He was on vacation down here. I met him down here, and he lives in North Dakota. He works for the oil companies.
Okay.
And actually, he bought me my car, which I'm so grateful and blessed for. a baby girl.
So how'd you meet him?
He was on vacation and
Like Plenty of Fish or at a bar?
No, at a bar. Just at a restaurant down here in Florida. And I was sitting at the bar down on Las Olas, and I was with my girlfriend Lindsay, and
Chipotle manager.
yeah,
Okay.
and he walked right up and was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey," and
He's like, "You look like a special girl."
he was like, and my first initial is like, "I'm not the type of girl that you would normally go for," and he was like, "No, you aren't," and I was like,
they probably don't have many girls like you in North Dakota.
No, and that's the thing. Like, he's originally from Louisiana.
Okay.
And he lived in Texas, and then, which, the Texas Queens are Texas Queens, honey.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. So.
The Andrews girls.
Right. So he had already been, he already knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he was aware.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, and.
So how often does he come down to visit you?
Depends really. Depends on work and how busy they are, and like sometimes it can be like 6 months, sometimes it can be 2 months. The last time he was down here was in September, because I went to Georgia Pride and he came with me, and then he's coming back in December for Christmas, and then hopefully he's moving down in January for good.
And then you're moving to California.
And then yeah.
Is he cool with all that?
Yeah, actually, so that was the compromise. Like, I asked him to give me at least a year in California. Because he's a little nervous, and I can understand why, because, like, it's expensive to live out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's super, super expensive, and I know that, but I feel like I was conceived out there, and I feel like something's
I used to feel
drawing me
that
out
way.
there. You know, I'm like, I need to be on the West Coast. So he's gonna give me a year. We'll see. You know, like, he's gonna come down here. My thing is like, I didn't want to drag him into my world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I created this world down here. Like, you know, like I don't want him to be Alandra's boyfriend. Oh, that's Alandra's boyfriend. You know, and one of my main problems with like most of my relationships is my lack of communication.
Okay.
I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to express myself. Like, it's horrible. Even Sasha hates me for it, my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how to communicate. It's just like, I just immediately shut down because it's like, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, give me a minute. Like, let me go smoke a bowl and calm down for a second, and then I'll talk to you about it.
You don't like to deal with conflict.
I don't, in reality, even though I'll whoop a bitch's ass if they try me. Mercedes Montero.
Mm-hmm.
But, I always like flock to my friends because I know that my friends will always have my side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I figured that if I moved out to California with him, like, I would have no choice but to run to him when I have problems. You know?
Okay, that makes sense.
And that kind of like builds our relationship in a way because, you know,
it's
like,
us against the world.
Exactly, you know. And then when we make friends, it's not so much Alandra's friends; it becomes our friends. Like, you know, like if he's like, no, I didn't really like that couple, or I didn't really want to hang out with him, or they're a pain in the ass.
Or they talk too much.
Yeah, I could be like, okay, babe, I totally understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not like, oh my God, those are my best friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Those are my friends.
How come you don't like them?
You have to like them. I love them.
I hang out with them every week.
Yeah. You'll see them for the rest of your life. What do you mean?
They're my best couple in the wedding. They're going to come everywhere.
Exactly.
They'll be cruising with us.
I was just kidding. They're coming on our honeymoon.
Excuse me, but just so you know.
They booked the honeymoon. They're coming with us. What do you mean you hate them?
I totally get it.
So that's been like my thing, you know. Because that's kind of what happened with my last relationship. Like, you know, it's just, and I wasn't able to communicate. I didn't know how to express myself, and I didn't know how to tell him things because I always ran to my friends.
Yeah.
And my friends always, of course, took my side. Because,
no matter what.
Yeah.
Even when you're wrong.
Exactly. Except for my friend Bobby, because my friend Bobby will tell me how it is.
Bobby, the one I love?
Bobby T. No, not Bobby Anderson. Not Bobby Anderson.
Okay.
Bobby T. He works for the design stuff.
Oh, I know him. Black guy?
Yeah. Artistry of Drag. Shout out to them. I love Artistry of Drag. They, and he'll still be like, girl, you're in the wrong, but I have your back. I know where you're coming from.
Oh. I hear you.
I hear you. You're wrong, but yeah.
I know why you feel that way.
Yeah, so I feel like a fresh start, something new for me and something new for him, might help us, like, become a better team and a better relationship. So we'll see. I'm gonna, like I said, he gave me a year. He promised me a year. So when he comes down, I'll see where I'm at. I'm hoping to get my tits by February. So everybody come out to Rumors. Have some fabulous food. And
give
help
me
with my
extra
titty
tips.
funds. Yeah.
Sit me down. Yeah.
I'm ready, Misty. I've been ready, girl.
Yeah, well, I told you, I can refer you to Dr. Alexander.
Yes.
He
did Tilo's tits,
yeah,
too, which look amazing.
Yeah, he did Tilo, he did Justice, he did me, he did April, he did Champagne, he did Cassandra Hilton, he did a lot of the escort girls, like a lot of them. I can't think of their names right now, but one's Alexis, with a big tattoo on her chest. Yeah.
I know.
So he just did Velvet, Lenore, last month.
I know. I'm so glad I'm happy for her. And she was like, "Girl, I made the crossover." I was like, "What?"
It's a big deal. But she had so much silicone in her tits. She had tits.
I know.
Like, I was like, "You're getting an implant, but you have boobs."
I know. When she told me, I was like, "I thought you already had." She's like, "Girl, that was silicone." I was like, "Oh."
I guess I don't know.
I was like, "Okay, girl. This whole time I thought you had tits."
Yeah, well, I did know it was silicone. Because I watched them grow out lips. But little by little.
Yeah.
But, I guess it's the mindset of, like, the journey.
The completion.
Of going under the knife, probably. Like, now I got my tits. I don't know. But some girls like Selena only have silicone tits. Sasha. Like...
Jenny.
Like, that's all they have.
Yeah.
So it just caught me off guard when she was like, "I finally got my boob job." I'm like, "But you have boobs."
Right. I always say that. I'm like, I can't wait to get my tits done. And people are like, "Your tits are just fine." And my friend...
People say that to me, too. I'm like, no.
And yeah, exactly. I was like, "Do you see big old 38 Ds on my chest?" No.
Yeah, I want 38 double Ds, in fact.
Is that what you're getting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably get 38 double Ds too. Now, did you get like the gummy bear implant? Or
No. Okay. If you're going over 800 cc's, you cannot get silicone of any kind.
Okay.
Because if you're going to inflate your DVD, I don't know what to do. If you're going to inflate your implant, it has to be saline. So what he does, and people are like, "Oh my God, you have this," I don't know if you can see it, but it's a 1200 cc bag. Like, it's a big bag. And they're like, "You put that through the nipple?" I'm like, "No, girl. He cut my nipple open, only the bottom half.
Right.
Then lifted my muscle, then put the deflated empty bag inside under the muscle and started to fill it." So my nipple wasn't stretched out for a 1200 cc bag.
Right.
And then he filled my bag. He got an 800 cc bag and filled it as full as my skin would allow, which was 1200 cc's.
Okay.
But he thinks I should go at least 1600 cc's.
Which is a what size?
I don't know. I haven't even measured my actual size. I think it's like a B. Because I don't fill the bras that I was wearing when I had it.
Okay.
Like, even close. And I was wearing a double D. And there's a lot of give. So maybe it's a B cup now. I mean, they're still big. And if I pad my bra, I have huge, gorgeous cleavage.
Right.
But I don't want to have to pad my bra.
You've always had big.
Even when I had hormone titties.
Gorgeous cleavage.
So, and it's funny because I got my boobies and the girls at Lips are like, "Your boobs were bigger before you got breast implants." I'm like, "Hello, I'm already insecure and self-conscious. Thank you." Thanks.
Right.
BFFs.
Pat on the back for me.
Yeah. But of course they're your friends. Otherwise they wouldn't say it to your face.
I can't wait.
They'll just say it behind your back. If they weren't your friends. Yeah, no, it's a definite... Like, but the thing is, when I got my breast implants, I felt like I've always had them. Like, I didn't feel any different.
I
thought that you were going to change my life and I was going to feel like woman.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same. But I've always felt woman.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. I think I'm just going to keep going. Yeah. I'm like, girl, if I could, I'll wake up that same day and be like, okay, I'm ready to go to work.
No, that's definitely not going to happen. You're going to sleep for 2 days. That's just a given.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with the anesthesia and the antibiotics and all that. Your body undergoes trauma when you lift your muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll sleep for 2 days. On and off, but you'll wake up, walk around, maybe get something to eat, lay down. My doctor told me that I would only want chicken broth or soup the next day. That wasn't true. I was like, bitch, take my husband. Take me to Panera Bread. I want macaroni and cheese. Right now. So my crippled ass and my sports bra went to Panera Bread and had some macaroni and cheese. And then went home and slept for 12 hours. Or 6 or 10 or whatever. But that's all you really do the first 2 days is sleep.
Yeah.
I was up and moving around for, I would say maybe day 3 or 4. But for the most part, I was in my bed for a full week just because I had taken it off of work.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't lift anything over 5 pounds, they say you can go back to work after a week.
Okay. Not here, honey.
You have to lift heavy things at Chipotle?
Oh my gosh. Bags of rice, pots of rices, boxes.
Yeah, when you wait tables at when you wait tables at Lips, you have to carry water pitchers and...
Mm-hmm. And Bloody Mary pictures and mimosa pictures.
So I'm like, I probably shouldn't come back to wait tables for 2 weeks. But I can MC after 1 week off.
Yeah.
But then it was during the hurricane. So we were closed. So that was like financial crisis for me. It's like, fuck, I need to go back to work now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the hospital's like, oh, we need an extra $1,000. And I freaked out, called Dr. Alexander assistant that I was dealing with. Mm-hmm. She said, no, they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that. Because the hospital called me to confirm all my blood types and everything. Mm-hmm. And to make sure they were talking to the actual patient, whatever. Right. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, all right, just to let you know, your total amount due when you arrive is a different number than the one that Dr. Alexander called me. And then I freaked out, texted her, and she's like, no, let me fix this. And then she's like, okay, well, only bring 500 more. And if they tell you differently, call me. And if they tell you differently, her boss in the public relations or human resource management or whatever in the big office, her name is whatever.
Who's gonna handle it?
Call her. And when I showed up, they told me in the admissions how much I owed was the second number. Mm-hmm. So that number caught me off guard because that was grocery money.
Right.
And we're gonna live off this. Yeah, we're gonna live off this for the next month. Money.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, I had it.
See. I've been to a couple consultations, and the one I was going to go to Boca
for boobies.
Yeah. Coincidentally, his name is Dr. Man.
Oh, okay. Making you a woman.
Right. And it's like 10 grand. I was gonna go with the gummy bear implant, and
what size?
I was just gonna go with a regular D, like a 38D.
Yeah, but they don't do that. They don't measure it that way.
The gummy bear ones, the way it had the CCs on the back, but it also had like the cup size of what it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, but he did tell me that it was going to be like, it wouldn't be the exact same. And he was like, because obviously one tit is bigger than the other. He's like, and he was talking about like reconstructing my nipples because both my nipples are like, one's bigger than the other. So I was like, I want them to look identical. Like, I want them, and he's like...
you could also tattoo. Is it the areola that's different? Yeah. You can tattoo your areola too to make it look a little bit darker, bigger.
Really?
If the bigger one's pretty, if you like the bigger one. I don't know if you could tattoo the bigger one white to look like, but I know you can make it look like, is it like Baloney Barb? On Pitch Perfect? Well, don't show me. Okay. I'm gonna put that on my camera.
See how the one is bigger?
Yeah, you could tattoo that. And when you put in...
See, that's what I'm thinking is that when it stretches out, I don't want it to be such a big... Like, I don't want to have, like, those...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll see. That's... And the operation room is, like, right there. Like, in his office.
Mm-hmm. And
it's right next door to Boca Medical Center. Like, literally, like, here's Boca Medical Center, and his office is right next door. So he's like, the recovery room is right here. Like, you don't have to go anywhere. He's like, if any complications, he's like, they're right next door. They come right over. I was like, oh.
You feel safe.
Yeah, so in reality, like, I'm paying for my safety is how I feel, is what I'm really doing.
Right.
Because he's going to charge me 10 grand.
Well, I went to Dr. Alexander first.
Mm-hmm.
He told me 1,600 cc's, 6,000. Then I was like, well, I want bigger than 1,600. So I went to Dr. Rivas. Dr. Rivas is on US 1, just north of Oakland Park Boulevard on the right-hand side, probably around across the street from La Bamba.
Okay.
And he's the extra large booby doctor. So if you've ever seen like a Playboy or a fetish model who has like 2,000 cc implants, he's the one that does them.
Word.
So like for example, Botched. They had a girl in Botched, and they were telling her journey, and she showed a picture of her with her doctor. And I'm like, oh, I know him. But I went to that consultation, and he told me the same thing. He's like, I don't think your skin is going to allow more than...
Now, is that because you haven't been on, like,
I was on hormones for 5 years. So my skin just didn't... Because my body, my shoulders, and my hips and my ass require to be proportionate. A bigger bag than has already grown in the capsule in my chest has grown.
So, and the only way to stretch your skin out that way is by just getting big implants and just stretching it out that way. So
the doctor, he said, because I went to him thinking he would be like have the miracle answer and be like, oh yes, you need 1,800 cc's or 2,000 cc's. Here you go. Because he looked at me and said, I don't think I'm going to be able to get more than 12 or 13 in your skin. Because he kept pulling me, and he's like, I don't think it's going to... He goes, I would love to tell you, but I don't think. I was like, okay. And then he goes, but to be honest with you, I'll start pumping, and until your skin gets really tight, I'll stop. But I can't guarantee it'll be 16 or 18 or anything. It'll probably be around 12 or 13, which I have 12.
Okay.
And I go, okay. And at the end of the consultation, he gave me a little quote, $11,000. So like, oh, guess I'm going to Dr. Alexander. He's told me the same thing.
Yeah.
And Dr. Alexander is doing a free follow-up. He's like, I'm not going to replace the bag. I'm using the same bag. I'm just going to add more to it. But he has to lift the muscle again and go underneath and attach the tube on the back side of the breast. So he has to actually lift the breast up, attach the thing on the back side, then fill it up. So I have to go complete outpatient surgery all over again. Basically do the whole gig again, but with the same bag.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll waive all my fees. You just have to pay for the surgery center and all that. So
it's on your Christmas list.
Yeah. So long story short, this one's still a little bit high, which is completely normal.
Okay, I see it.
It's a little bit higher than this one.
Right.
When this one drops into, because it's still kind of in the muscle, when it drops into here, like this one is, when it falls down.
How long does that normally take?
3 to 6 months.
Okay.
So my goal, I'm doing Miss Florida in April. I would love to get them redone in March, which will be 6 months from September.
Just in time, girl, just in time.
Because I don't want to have to pad for swimsuit competition. I don't want to have to pad I want them to just be there, done. woman.
In your face.
Hi. I want guys to walk up and be like, titties! Like, that's the first thing they think and say. Like, whoa, titties. Baby! Can you bring me my eyelashes, please? My lover.
Mm-hmm.
My hickey giver.
How long have you guys been together now?
Going on 2 years.
Work.
Yep. Can you give me the other ones? I think they're on the stove. Baby. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby.
Edit.
Yeah. Complete.
What was that?
Nothing.
Say something.
Nothing. I said thank you, baby. Ow! Stop. He's a keeper.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's about time
Okay.
we do a little video.
Okay.
Ask Misty, because I think you're almost done, right? You just got lips and
Yeah.
eyelashes. All right, so look through here and pick an Ask Misty. Any Ask Misty you want. Obviously one that you feel like you can answer and relate to, and we'll answer it together. Okay. Hey guys, it's Misty Eyez.
And AlandraMatthew.
And we have an Ask Misty. All right, dear Misty, and Alandra picked this one up. I have been dating my boyfriend for 5 months now, and things have been pretty well between us. We have small arguments or disagreements every now and then. He recently told me that he is in love with me, but I don't feel the same way. Do you have to be in love from the start, or can it develop over time? All right, Alandra, you picked this question. You can go
I can go first?
Yeah.
It's so hard for me, like, because I believe in love at first sight. So I definitely believe that that's out there, and I do believe that certain people go into it, like, right off the bat, knowing. You know, because that's my current boyfriend said that to me. He was like, when I first met you, he was like, there was just something about you, and I knew from that moment that you were the one, and that I was going to love you forever. And I was like, really? And I was like, I mean, when I first met him, I didn't like right away like feel that way, but I was like, oh, he's cute, you know, and I was like, okay, like I can see something happening, but I was like, you live really far away, so I don't know how I feel about that. And for me, it developed. I can honestly say that for me, it developed because I got to know him more. I got to know his ins and outs and just like his stubborn personality, and I'm like, aw. And it was actually a year after we had started that we were officially dating that I told him that I loved him.
What did he do?
He had already said it to me.
Yeah, but how did he react? Like finally, or
No, we were just out having dinner, and I just happened to have I just said it, and he didn't like. It was like natural for him, I guess. He just was like, "Oh, I love you too," and like we just kept eating.
It's blue out. The sky's blue today.
Yeah, it was very that.
Yeah, no big.
And I guess when he told me, my reaction was different because I was like, oh shit. And in my head, like a million and one was like, do I say it back? Do I say it back? Do I feel that way? Should I?
You never say something unless you feel it, I think.
Yeah, agreed. And I didn't. And I was like, aw. I remember my exact reaction. I was like, aw, thanks, baby.
You're so sweet.
I was like, thanks.
And how did he take that?
Actually, you know what? I don't know. I've never really asked him.
Because he probably was like, oh God, no.
Oh, God.
I said it, she didn't say it back. Fuck, the L word came out. He probably had a panic attack. Like, he didn't know what to do or say probably. You traumatized him. You didn't even care. I'm almost 100%, or 99.9. Basically, I'm 100% agreeing with Alandra. I do believe in love at first sight, and I have definitely fallen in love at first sight. I have been completely infatuated with people just by seeing them walk into a room. And maybe that's lust instead of love, but I have felt that, oh my God, feeling.
Yeah.
So I do believe in love at first sight. However, those relationships usually burn out just as quickly as they started. So, in my honest opinion, I think that when love grows over time, there's more longevity to it. But was the same as him. Like, he knew he loved me before he met me. And that freaked the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it's super scary.
He gave me a ring in 2 weeks. And I'm like, whoa, calm down, sir.
Yeah.
Like, I like you. You're a great guy.
But
stop racing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It ain't a race. So...
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Stop racing.
Yeah, if you're soulmates, if you're meant to be together in 5 minutes. You're meant to be together in 5 months. You're meant to be together in 5 years. So I was like, whoa. Especially since when we met on Plenty of Fish, and he did not read my profile. He's dyslexic and he hates reading. It's like, ugh, he doesn't like it. Mm-hmm. So he avoids it at all costs. Like when we're in movies and it's too fast, he's like, will you read it for me real quick? So I'm like, so I read it I'm dyslexic too, but as a public speaker, I have jumped over that hurdle and forced myself to become comfortable reading quickly.
Some of your bond.
Yeah, of course. So when he says he did not read my profile, I completely believe it. And I had like 85 pictures on there because it was Plenty of Fish and you can upload big hair, no hair, lots of makeup, no makeup. And I think he probably just thought I was a stripper or a showgirl or an actress in La Cage or Beauty and the Beast or something. I don't know. And when I agreed to go on a date with him, I was like, I said, it was his birthday, we were supposed to go to birthday dinner, and I was like, before I agree, I just want to double make sure you read my profile, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, no, why? He goes, but I've talked to you for like a couple weeks. I like you.
Girl, the moment he said no, you were like, oh.
I know, I was devastated. I was like, okay, well, it's very, very, very important that you read my profile. Mm-hmm. I said, don't talk to me until you read my profile. And he was like, okay, question mark. And then he comes back and he goes like, okay, well, what does BBW mean? I'm like, okay. Because I think it said, I don't remember, it's been a while, but my profile said basically, I am a unique girl. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for a unique encounter, I might be the girl you're looking for. I'm a BBW TS.
BBW?
Big Beautiful Woman.
Oh, okay.
I'm a BBW and a TS. You didn't even know any of that?
I'm horrible when it comes to like acronyms and like.
Totally. So like I'm a BBW and a TS. A special girl with something extra, and I think that's my headline. And then I went on to say, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, make sure you read it. He goes, what's does BBW mean? And I'm like, it means Big Beautiful Woman. He's like, oh, okay. What does TS mean? And I'm like,
oh no.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to waste your time.
That's your first initial reaction, is like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't fucking know, dude, then oops.
Yeah. Oops.
And to be honest with you, he wasn't the first guy to come over to my house. That's why I make sure. I've had guys come to my house before that had no clue.
Oh.
And then they're taking off my panties. I'm like, what the fuck? And I had a guy jump almost through the wall. And I'm like, ooh, how do you, I mean, I'm a 6'1" linebacker,
right.
And this is before breast implants. So, I mean, I had hormone titties, but
right.
I'm like, how do you not know?
See, and that's why I always feel like I always like start off with that. Like, I am trans.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, that's what I did. And he didn't talk to me for 6 hours because he was freaking out. He didn't know how to deal with this. And finally he messaged me back and was like, look, I don't know if I could ever go there, but I've been talking to you. You're a really cool person. It's my birthday. I'd still like to hang out with you. And so when he quickly flipped gears and was like, I'm in love with you, I was like, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
No, you don't want me. You want a vagina. And the reality is, he still does want a vagina sometimes. I catch him all the time looking at little girls and beautiful. I look at big guys, muscle guys too. So, I mean, I'm not mad at him for looking, but I notice. And in conversation, he's asked if I plan on having SRS. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning of our relationship, he definitely hinted strongly that he wanted me to have it. And I told him, I'm like, look, baby, back in the 70s and 80s, I think all girls did that because that was what they did.
Right.
But I don't need that to be a secure woman. I don't need that to get my gender marker changed anymore.
Right.
And I'm not going to do that anymore. Because back then, you were male on your ID unless you had a vagina.
It's almost like a validation.
Yeah.
And now we don't need it.
I don't need it.
No.
I don't want it. I like standing up and peeing, especially in Alaska in the winter. Just saying. Anyways, long story short, I, like Alandra, the whole story later, like Alandra, grew.
Yeah.
I always cared for him. Otherwise, I would have never saw him again. And I kind of like that Fiddler on the Roof. Do you love me? And she's like, I wash your clothes every day and I iron for you. But do you love me? She's like, I gave you 6 kids. And he's like, but do you love me? And she's like, I wouldn't have given you my entire 25 years of my adult life if I didn't love you.
Yeah.
But I guess he wanted to know that she did love him or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yes, I definitely think that for a longevity relationship, it is totally normal to fall in love
as you go. Especially
there has to be something to attract you, at least.
From the beginning. And then that's the little things are what make everything like, like the way they eat, the way they sleep. Like,
you appreciate, you love, you...
Yeah.
Like...
My husband sleeps on his back with his mouth wide open. Like, I'm sorry, baby. Just like, no snoring, no... Yeah, like, so weird. And one day I was just like, I wonder if I take a grape, if I can make it in there. And then like halfway through, I was like, oh no, wait, I'm really stoned. And if I choke him, I was like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah. But no, I definitely think that, like Alandra and I just discussed, I don't think you should say it back just because they said it to you until you develop those feelings for yourself, because then you're lying to someone and building a relationship on false pretenses. And I do agree that the idea of a relationship or the idea of someone is sometimes better than the actual someone. So don't fall in love with the idea of being in love. You need to fall in love with the guy you're in love with. And I definitely think that you can grow, and I think it's healthy to develop strong emotions and ties as you go on.
Yeah, definitely.
So, do you have to be in love from the start, or can you develop it? Absolutely, 100% you can develop it. And I also think that if your relationship is based on infatuation or lust or, wow, we had really good sex, we should do this all the time. Well, you know what? In a relationship, a normal, healthy relationship, you don't have sex 3 times a day. You don't even have sex every day. And when your relationship is based on sexual intimacy and that is gone,
then what's left?
What's left? Or even what if you're like, oh my God, he's so hot. I just have to be with him because he's so hot and I love him because he's hot. If your relationship is based on external looks, what if he gets in a car accident? Or what if, you get older and that tight ass falls or those boobs sag or whatever? Are you still going to be with that person? So you definitely need your relationship to be based on honesty and communication and something genuine.
Oh, communication.
Yeah, that's one thing I really excel at.
Yeah.
Like, especially in this situation with John, I was terrified. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I was terrified. I was like, look, I was just in a really, really bad relationship, and I'm not ready for another one. And he's like, well, I think that we should date. I think, he was very persistent. I think that you should be, And I was like, you know what, baby? Okay, look, I'm a freak. Everywhere I go, people are going to stare at me. And they're going to stare at you too. Like, I kind of think that I put him through an initiation process where I was trying to trick him into not wanting to be with me. Like, oh yeah, well, it's not going to be a bunch of roses. It's going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's okay. I'm a survivor. I will endure. And that's okay. And I'm like, well, you know what? I said, you hit me one time, and I'm fucking calling the police and throwing your shit out. I've been in abusive relationships before. I'm not that girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would never hit a girl. That's not me. And I'm like, well, you know what? I like basically threw every bad relationship that I've ever had. It was like, if you are even close to this, you're gone. Yeah. Dismissed with a twist of the wrist. Like, out of the, no. And he's like, baby, I really like you. Aww. And I knew from the moment I met you that I was going to spend the rest of my life with you. Stop pushing me away.
Yeah.
And that moment is when I was like, oh my gosh, she's really adorable. And I grew to love him. He definitely said I love you first. I don't remember how long. It didn't take a year. But I genuinely love him.
Yeah.
And there are times when I think he's a fucking asshole and a jerk. But I think that's normal in a relationship. Like, did you hear that? What?
But who isn't? Because I know I can be sometimes.
That's part of being a human. Yeah. And there are definite times when I'm like, oh my gosh, baby, you're so immature, grow up. And then there's times when I think his childlike behavior is endearing. So, I'm sure I'm not a bed of roses either. Because
I know I'm not.
I've been jaded.
Yeah. I'm so hormonal sometimes that I'm just...
That too. And there are times when I just cry. For no fucking reason. Well, there's always a reason. But then I start crying and I can't stop for like an hour. And I cry. And it only happens like every 3 months. So it's not like it's a monthly cycle. Mm-hmm. But bitch. And then he like plays me the song, Cry Me a River. I'm like, fuck you.
See, I go through it and I don't cry, but I get like stomach cramps. Like the other day, oh my gosh, I had to go home early from work because I couldn't like, I felt like my stomach and like my insides were being twisted. Intestines. And everything was just like, I had to like find a fetal position, like half standing, half fetal, just where I can like feel normal. I was like, oh my God. And all the girls at work were like, ha ha ha, you're having your period. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
I was on Premarin. Okay, wait, let's wrap this up real quick before we get totally sidetracked. Yes, absolutely 100%. If you are dating this guy, you're obviously dating him for a reason. You've been together for 5 months. I would say if you've lasted 5 months, give him a chance. And if he loves you, I think you can develop it.
Yeah, for sure.
I do. Anyways, good luck with your relationship. That was Misty Eyez and
AlandraMatthew.
Loving you, Zizi. Okay, so when I was on Premarin, you mentioned Premarin earlier. Bitch, I gained 80 pounds in 5 months. And every side effect of being pregnant, I had. Mm-hmm. I had morning sickness. Mm-hmm. I had dizziness. Mm-hmm. I had, like, I was waiting tables at Cheesecake Factory. It was the year 2005. And I was like, oh, God. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I think I'm going to puke. And the girl's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, my nipples hurt. I'm dizzy. And I think I'm going to puke. And she was looking at me like, you're pregnant. I was like, no way. And come to find out, I was.
Yeah.
Bitch, I could have peed on a pregnancy stick and it would have came out positive, I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
I was overdosing on Premarin and I had so much morning sickness and I'm hypoglycemic. So if I don't eat for a couple hours, I think I'm going to puke and I'm going to die and go to the hospital, whatever. And so I'm having morning sickness and my go-to is, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to get sick. I need to eat something. Bitch, I'm going to eat.
80 pounds later.
80 pounds later was not the look.
See, I guess I eat normally, but like I just pick at things now. And I've like learned to like eat in moderation sometimes. But sometimes I do go for the junk food. I can't help it because it's so good. But like at Chipotle, I try to just like eat a taco. If I like feeling like I need to eat a taco, and I'll just like eat one little taco. And sometimes I go the whole day without eating, which is not good. But it's like, I forget. I'm so busy. And it's like...
You're like, fucking eat taco real quick.
But then, at the same time, I'm taking the Premarin, and then the Premarin is giving me, like, these motion sick, like, girl, like, the smell of onion at work puts me through it. And I didn't realize, and then one day, like, one of the ladies that was pregnant that would come in, and she was like, I can't eat anything with onion in it. And I was like, why? And she's like, I'm pregnant, and the smell of onion just puts me through it. And I was like...
I'm pregnant.
I was like, I was like, I can't take the smell of onion either right now. I'm not pregnant, but
My body thinks it is.
yes.
Thank God my doctor doesn't prescribe me Premarin, because that was a nightmare for me. Like, the worst. I was going through it, and I went to McDonald's, and I was in the drive-thru, and I said, I need a supersized diet, no ice. And she gives me a diet with ice. I threw it at her face. Like, I said no ice, and I just threw it at her. And then I was like, oh my God, and I left and never went back to that McDonald's again for the rest of my life. I lived in Hollywood at the time, but I was like, oh my God, devastated. Like, I couldn't believe that I became that person. And that was a huge wake-up call. My body thinks it's pregnant, I'm eating too much, and I'm becoming temperamental.
Irritable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncontrollably irritable. All right, so let's get ready, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anyways, that was a Get Made Up with Misty. Thank you so much for watching it this far. We got distracted so many times. Just kikied over here, danced over there. I remember for a minute I wasn't even painting my face. We were just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know that by now you want to cyberstalk AlandraMatthew. I almost called you AlandraMatt. That's how you first started. You grew up and you extended your name. So how do my viewers find you?
You can just look for me on Facebook, AlandraMatthew, or on Instagram, Lolondrita, and on Snapchat is also Lolondrita, and visit your local Chipotle.
Visit your local Chipotle.
I'm sure
What's so funny is today I was like, hey, if you want to do dinner, I will take you to Moe's. I didn't even think about you working at Chipotle.
No, and it was, I don't think I've ever eaten at Moe's. So I was like, when I got your message, I was like, no, because I had just eaten a burger from Palette Party. And I was like, I'm like, damn.
It's like, oh, damn it, because Moe's is kind of like the Chipotle
rival?
Maybe. I don't know. They're kind of almost the same, only Chipotle doesn't have queso. It doesn't have grilled mushrooms. It doesn't have grilled onions. It doesn't have grilled...
We have grilled onions and peppers.
Okay.
But we don't have mushrooms. I would love mushrooms. And I get that. Do you have queso?
Yeah.
Do you have queso? Can I get chips and queso? I'm like...
Yeah, we don't do
No,
that.
we don't have queso.
Most queso's so good. And the only reason why I hate Chipotle, I mean, I don't eat there very often, is what I meant. They don't have ground beef. And I don't like... And your chicken breast looks like it's touched the chicken. Like there's thigh meat in there or rib meat. There's like, it's like some dark chicken meat in the chicken.
Our chicken is dark chicken.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's like a thigh, but it's not. It's, yeah.
I have to be breast or ground beef.
Or ground beef.
Yeah.
We don't have ground beef.
No.
No.
So when I go to Chipotle, I have a veggie burrito, which isn't the best.
You can have a sofritas burrito. The tofu.
Oh yeah, I've had that too.
The tofu is pretty good. It helps your titties grow. Remember that, ladies.
Does it really?
Yeah, the soy.
Oh.
It's a 95% soy base, and so when they first came out, girl, I was there. I was having mixed it with chicken, and yeah, like it really helps my skin a lot. So check it out.
Maybe I should try it out.
Little soy. You don't drink soy milk?
No.
You should drink soy milk.
Well, I'm gonna have to get some.
Yeah, Michael Festa, my trainer, he was like, you need to be on soy milk too. He's like, don't drink it all the time, but drink soy milk. It helps with the estrogen because soy naturally produces estrogen.
Who knew?
There you go, ladies.
So now you know.
Soy.
So look her up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
I don't have Twitter. No, I'm just a Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook.
Are you a whore on Snapchat?
I am not.
Oh yeah, you're a married woman. I forgot.
I hardly Snapchat too because my friends are like,
yeah. So. I like to Snapchat because I can. It has the reverse flash, and then I take that picture and put it on Instagram, which goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Great filters too.
And they have good filters, like little crowns and stuff. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Loving you, Izzy.
Bye, guys.